Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if you want to watch this video, because I must confess ahead of time, last night I went to bed with my windows open. When I woke up, it was 40 degrees and I was very cold. And so I'd spent the whole year trying not to use the C word. And now all I can do is think about cuddling. It is totally, absolutely cuddle weather if you're in somewhere cold. And Valentine's Day is a week away. So if you hate it or love it, either way, the energy is going to be there and it's going to build to Valentine's Day. So let's deal with it the best we can. And let's try and resurrect some romance and some chivalry, if that's possible. Now, I would like to say again that I love you guys. You guys are fantastic. You guys are amazing. You guys are awesome. Oh yeah, I also woke up in a good mood too. But so we're watching the pattern out in the Pacific, because I'm now obsessed with it. Absolutely. And the area I'm about to reference is right here. I'm talking about this range looks like volcanoes, and it's been making volcano-like plumes for about a week now. So that's crazy. Now, the reason I am obsessed with our West Coast storm is because that is what we're dealing with. And the good news is the latest GFS run has no big storm hitting California. Now, the Pacific is more complex than I've ever seen it. The model runs don't know what to do with it. What we're dealing with is this storm here. And my latest 6-day out guess is if this thing winds up and hits Hawaii, it won't hit California. But if this thing doesn't hit Hawaii, there's a good chance it could hit California. And there's even a chance it could go south into Baja California. Worst case scenario, it winds up, it hits Hawaii, and then it comes and hits the West Coast. How are we doing? All right, so when I'm talking about how crazy the Pacific is right now, I'm not hyperbolating, baby. I'm not blowing smoke up your dress or your boy shorts. Whatever you're wearing, I don't even know. Okay, so this is wind, and this convergence line is about as crazy as they get. No matter what, it looks like Hawaii, you are going to be getting a pretty nasty storm in the next few days. I think the Weather Channel even mentions Hawaii could see the strongest storm of its kind in 25 years. And I want to thank everyone at the Weather Channel and AccuWeather and any TV meteorologists I use. You guys are fantastic, and you're as good a team as I could ever ask for. Unofficial. Unofficial team. We're officially unofficial. All right. What am I talking about? Oh, yeah. So we're going to check out our mean sea level pressure point again. And watch how you have your high pressure here. You have your high pressure here. And then what is going on? I do not know. Everything is so wild. And usually where you see the high pressure, that's when your cold is going to come rushing in. But if you'll notice, this Planet X-shaped low mean sea level pressure point seems to gravitate between the Russia volcano range and the Alaska volcano range. Both have been active in the last year or two. Now we're going to kick on over to the misery index. And as someone has shown before, why don't they make a happiness index? Or someone mentioned it before. I don't know. My happiness index is pretty high today. But yeah, look how deep down the freezing air is going over the Pacific Ocean, which is very interesting in my opinion. All right. But now we're going to take a look at, this is your oceans, and this is wind speeds. Europe, UK, Scotland, Ireland, I believe you guys are getting hit pretty hard right now with rain and wind. It's blustery. And then some of you got to wake up to frost. Look at the size of that rain band, man. That thing is crazy. And so, we're taking a look at these wind gusts, and we're going to watch here the pattern. I'll do it in wind first, just to give you an idea. Let me drag it down so you can see the date down here. So this is the King Euro model that we're going to king of weather Twitter, Cranky Weather Guy. His blog I always put linked for you in the information box to check out because he breaks down everything all super sciencey. Like a super professional, him and I disagree on things. And he doesn't like to do model-to-model runs. Sometimes it annoys him when people focus on model-to-model runs. Notice the storm. The Euro has the storm hitting Hawaii pretty hard, or at least grazing it pretty hard. And I like to watch model-to-model runs just because I feel over time, over like 20 runs, it will show you what you're going to see. It will give you the worst case scenario and the best case scenario, and it'll come in somewhere in between. And so we all have our different methods, and that's why it's best to work as a team. No one man knows it all. No one man or woman gets it right all the time. And so it's best to have a very large data set that you put together. And it's definitely really hard to cuddle by yourself. I know. I have tried. So whatever, I mean, no matter what, whether or not the storm comes in, I know that the upper Pacific Northwest, Washington, Oregon, Seattle, you guys are getting hit pretty hard with some snow. We'll take a look at that. I'll do a video on that a bit later. Hopefully by 5. What do I want to show here? I started thinking about cuddling and then my brain just blanked. Alright, we're going to do the rain version of the Euro. Okay, we'll start with today. I guess let's zoom in. Even though I really like watching all the processes. I guess. Let's get you East Coasters in there somehow. Alright, now let's do it. There. Okay. Okay, so no matter what, we do have large moisture pockets. And the moisture and water vapor starts to kick out towards the west coast as the low forms closer to the east on the Euro model. But no matter what, California is still going to be getting a very rainy period starting today, almost through Valentine's Day. All right, smoke them if you got them. This thing runs slow. And I got to watch it because I've been thinking about cuddling all morning. I don't want to say anything dumb. So yeah, the Euro still has the low missing the majority of Hawaii. And then all of the moisture points, you get the north moisture point and the south moisture point feeding up. So the Euro still has a dangerous storm with a flying V pattern formation heading to California. It has it arriving earlier, so you'd be dry for Valentine's Day, but then you got another north storm moving in and more equatorial electrojet line moisture from the water bulge headed to California. And then we got a nasty storm a week from now. And yeah, that's another thing. There's going to be a nasty storm on all the models have a nasty storm next week, which would be the first chunk of what hits California making its way across. So, I mean, it's going to be wet, wild, and windy, possibly snowy for everybody. And then California may freeze after this, in between some of this stuff, on the 18th, which is fascinating. But anything out beyond 24 hours is pretty shaky, which is why it's good to have me on the wall, watching all this shit all the time. Because it's fascinating. It's never boring. I don't know. That's why I don't know how you people can get into politics. It's the same shit over and over again. It's like the right side blames the left for everything, and then the left side blames the right for everything. It literally never changes. I don't know how you guys could be so obsessed with it, you know? And I mean, in my opinion, if you've been totally focused on politics for like the last 3 years, you haven't really learned anything. Because, in your mind, it's either all the Democrats' fault or it's all the Republicans' fault. So what do you learn? You know, confirmation bias. All right, maybe I should go back to cuddling. It'll get me in less trouble. And just look at those layers and processes. So yeah, we have elevated instability. I'm already at 10 minutes. Okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the good run. So here now, this is the GFS saying that the major storm will not hit California. But it has that low, almost hurricane-esque, hitting Hawaii. And then it has the rain just kind of disappear and stop, which I don't believe for a second. But it has that secondary storm come through. But I really think it misses the boat with this run. Now, the thing that had me just near damn panic last night was this one, the 18, and I think this will probably be closer. See, this, boom, grazes Hawaii, then all that moisture forms back up to combine with the north moisture and just pile drive California. Look at that. I mean, that would be a nasty storm. Let's watch that again, shall we? So it would be like all this moisture right here and a giant low. And then all, boom. See that? That would be one of the worst storms to hit California in a long time. Excuse me. So, we're going to have to watch it. Now, for you, although, like I said, the Euro has the storm, the last good run of the FV3 GFS had a storm moving towards California, so I would prepare for a storm. And as I said before, I don't know if any of you Los Angeles ladies that are really cool want to come hang out in Houston for the weekend to avoid the storm. I'm open to hang out. I got no plans other than work. Though I'm broke, so we'd have to do shit like go to the park or play pinochle. Ever played pinochle? Me neither. Well, we could always learn. We could play chess. I know how to play chess. Although, yeah, so where's our weekend storm? So then, as the storm is now moving out over the coast, the big storm from the week from now will start up in the same spots. And then, boom, look at that thing by the 12th. But you guys should be dry for Valentine's Day, if that floats your fancy. Do fancies float? I don't even know. One other thing, I got a favor to ask you. Sometimes I really just hit it out of the park, where I can go right down the middle and just nail something, and it will put a smile on your face. And so I made a video last night, I'm not going to ruin the surprise for you, on the Jeff Bezos divorce, the Man and Woman War 2019, where the USA has lost its sense of humor, and the media can only report bad things about men at all times. I'm asking you as a favor to watch this video. I put it up yesterday. I've been very prolific over the last 2 days. And my superhero focus has returned, so finally, it took like a year to return. So 99% chance this video is going to put a big smile on your face. So if you can watch that, I would appreciate it. I don't ask favors much, other than the fact that you guys continue to hire me as your planetary defense commander monthly, which you guys are great at. But that video, I was very happy with it. Okay, and so like our Caribbean heat is kind of heating back up again, which is going to push all the moisture up into the areas. Like I said, Seattle was getting hit pretty hard, and I think Oregon won't get it as bad as Seattle, but look at that. You guys are getting a whole lot of rain. Oh my God, dude, the images of cuddling keeps getting my brain. I know you're probably tired of talking about it. There's probably nobody even left. I'm talking to myself. That means I have total freedom. I haven't even lit my cigarette. We're at 14 minutes. But I gotta cover my cakers over the pond. Is cakers even a term? I don't know. It sounds cool. But yeah. And there's this, both sides have almost like walls of high pressure that are like the high right there. So that giant storm, holy crap. Wowzers. So right now, it's got these storms moving, and those high pressures might push it off from the UK in a few days. But wow, did you see that storm at the end? I mean, that is a rain band. Let's go back. So those rain bands are impressive enough. Look at this situation. Look at that storm, dude. That's a big storm. It's like a from Scroll. Things used to throw. Alright, we got anything left? Probably have a lot left. So yeah, it's still a Game of Thrones Fire and Ice. All humor and romance is appreciated anywhere around the world. I support anyone who's in love or romance. What else we got? Anything? And so yeah, I'll stay on top of it and I'll watch it. And yeah, I'm open for hanging out before Valentine's Day or whatever. Although you got to fill out like a 200-page application, and then there's a bunch of tests you got to go through and hoops and stuff. It's really hard to get in my pants. This went off the rails. Yeah, see how I'm saying the straight lines in nature that's always crazy. All right, cue the 5 people who are like, mankind is totally in control of the weather. It's like, no, he's not, man. A single dude with an app does not, yes, they manipulate the weather, but they do not control it. That's my stance. People are like, why don't you ever talk about geoengineering? Because it's like 10% geoengineering and 90% Earth, the sun, the moon, the solar system. It's like people who think that they geoengineer everything and have everything fully under control. They're normal human beings, man. They're just like you and me. Stop making them out to be these giant super gods. You know what I'm saying? Like, and half the shit, it was like when they were lying to y'all about the supercomputer back in 2000, like this magical supercomputer can take all your mortgage-backed securities and squish them down and show you how you can turn 100,000 or like $1 million in debt into $1 billion of profit. Everybody bought that shit, and it turned out they were totally wrong, and it was all a lie. There's a lot of chicanery that goes on with pumping up what some technologies can and can't do. And that when you just scream geoengineering at people, it makes people feel powerless. And although a lot of channels are very proficient and very successful at making people feel powerless, that is not what we do here. This is Asteroid Fight Club. We make a difference here in the world. And that free will and destiny are combined. And that it is our responsibility to give the world a better future, because we have all the tools at our disposal to do whatever we want. And the only thing that's really screwing us up is the fact that we're hanging on to our ritual and tradition, old systems, to like death. You know, it's like they're like, Thelma and Louise off the cliff, man. Everything was so bad, and 100 years ago we gotta drive off the cliff now. I'm like, what? Anyway, I better go. But yeah, cuddle if you can. Especially with me.